wait, he's had his hand.
Oh,
up
okay.
before me.
The fair tax, I think what most people are afraid of is if it starts out at 23%, then when is it gonna go to 24, 25, 26? And I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of. And what are your thoughts on the VAT tax?
I'm opposed to VAT tax. There's no such thing as a value-added tax that's any good. That's based on whatever a politician determines is the value, how we add it. No, I wouldn't support that. And that's not what the fair tax is. Again, the fair tax has a protection in it. It's replacing what we are presently doing, which also puts the brakes on any increase. The people would have to decide that. It's not a legislative function. And I think that's the beauty of it. However, again, it is complex to the point of describing, so it's very easy for politicians to posture on it and to lie about it, frankly. That's where the flat tax is so easy. It's a postcard, whatever the percentage is, fill it out and send it in. However, that's how this present tax structure started, as a flat tax. And unless we have restraints produced by the people, the electorate, over the elected, we could have the same exemptions, deductions, and the complexity of this present 2-foot-tall tax code that we don't want to get back into. So I support any means by which we reduce the complexity and the negative impact of the tax structure in the United States. And I think those two approaches are the best. Yes.
Despite either side's campaign, how are we supposed to do anything when the wealthy control the country? I mean, because every time something worthwhile, gets voted on, the wealthy find a way to kick it out. The people that are in power that could do something about it is supported by their wallet. So how is anything supposed to be done?
Well, the wealth,
Worthwhile.
I would say in truth, the first thing is that the way we deal with that is through the electorate, through the ballot box. We have the opportunity to do it. The wealthy don't have any more votes than we have at the ballot box. If you elect the right people.
But their money supports some of the people running it, so they still control it that way.
Sure, but the biggest control comes from organizations like AFSCME and SEIU that you support with your tax dollars. And they involuntarily take funds from their membership, which have to be members, and put it into campaign attacks like you're seeing $750,000 attacking me. You don't see any ad from me right now at $750,000. That's doing it. If the so-called wealthy were so effective, you wouldn't find that they were the ones paying the overwhelming majority of taxes. The top 10% of income level pays over 60% of the taxes paid right now. Excuse me, 80% of the taxes paid right now. So they're not too effective if they're the ones that are controlling the purse strings. And when you have a president right now that has a battle on the so-called wealthy and the big fat cat businesses and things, and they ought to pay more and more, and destroying more and more business all the time, I don't think in reality they're the ones that are affected. But frankly, when we get into that mentality, that's us against them, we lose sight of the fact that we need wealthy to supply jobs. When we ruin this economy, much of the wealthy will stay wealthy, but the rest of us lose ground. The middle class goes away. Under Reagan, and even under Clinton, we saw the expansion of the middle class because we left more money in everybody's pockets. Under Obama, we're finding the destruction of the middle class and hurting of the lower class as well, economically, because they don't have jobs. I mean, what's the best way to have health care? Have a job. Either then you'll have a provision of health care from your employer, or you'll have the money to pay for it yourself. If you don't have a job, you can't buy health care. You can go to the emergency room, but that's inadequate. That's costly. That's not the way we should have it. I mean, the best way to be able to supply for your family and keep your family down on the farm as it is for them all to have jobs near home. That's not the case now. So I think they would love, Mark Schauer and Nancy Pelosi, Barack Obama would love to divide us with those names and titles.
Yes, they would.
When in fact, I appreciate the fact that whoever founded U.S. Steel made some wealth and gave me one of my first jobs out of high school so I could go to college. I appreciate the fact that there are entrepreneurs that will invest in a place like this, that will employ people and feed people and give gathering opportunities. And yet, we make it tougher and tougher for the small business person to eke out a living because of overweening government. Let's remember, the enemy is not necessarily the citizens around us. It's a government that's run amok.